Hello Capricorn, and welcome to the Mystic Messenger Tarot. This is your reading for February 2019. And I'm back. Thanks everybody for writing to me and giving me messages. I'm fine. I just took a vacay and decided to live in my greatness a little bit, which I did, but now I am back. There was a couple of eclipses since we last connected, and you could feel them, but they weren't quite as intense as the ones in last season. So the astrological happenings that are going on now is Mercury has moved into Pisces for the next couple of weeks, and one of Mercury's gifts that will be prevalent at this time is Mercury's insightfulness, which will help us to see the great range of possibilities that are before us, kind of big picture stuff. Under this transit, we could find ourselves kind of fantasizing and daydreaming a little bit more than usual, which can be a bit distracting, especially at work, but can also lead to seeing life's great things in life, the brighter side, the big picture, as I said. So, all right, Capricorn, I'm going to shuffle a little bit more, just a couple more times. And let me find my space. Okay, I'd like to welcome in all the planets, welcome in all the directions. What is above, so it is below. And this is a reading for Capricorn for February 2019. Okay, Caps, let's see what's up. Ooh, the Emperor, exalted stuff. Okay, Temperance, Ace of Wands. Wow, got some pretty intense cards here. 2 upside down. Justice. The Lovers. Losing a little sleep, looks like. Queen of Pentacles, which usually is an earth sign. Ace of Swords. Okay, you have some aces here, so it does look like things have kind of shifted for you. You know, these are hand of God things. These can either be rewards or when Spirit comes in, if we're going the wrong direction, Spirit comes in and kind of reconnects you with your path. So let's see what's going on. The Emperor here. The Emperor is one of the highest integrity cards. So it does feel like you've had to make some decisions. You know, grown-upping is awfully hard. Adulting is awfully hard, kind of thing. But it does feel like you have taken a step up, and that you may be like the leader of your family, you may be the leader of your team at work, but it does look like either you've gotten a promotion or you're accepting more responsibility, or just treating life a little bit more adulting involved. But it does look like you've had to take the high road on some things and kind of reconnect with the spirit of your heart, or to listen to your intuition a little bit more. And if you walk in the atheist world, it's just making the right choices and making decisions with integrity and with other people in mind besides yourself. So it does look like you have embraced that you are some kind of leader, either within your community, within your job, could even be within your family. But it does look like you've had to make some hard decisions recently, and that you will have to maintain that status for a while. So adulting is hard, Cap. I understand that, but you're very good at it. You have some wisdom, and you have some calmness, and that kind of leadership quality is coming into play right now. Temperance is here, so it's really about finding the balance. It may be, you know, the dichotomies of life, work and play, work and family, family members, or finding the time for your passions. So it does look like you're trying to find your balance. That within this shift, there has been a big shift in your life, it looks like, and that you've kind of taken the lead in this, but it's just kind of working out the kinks, it feels like, in this new position, either at work or at home. But it does look like you're trying to figure out the balance, how to gift yourself as well as everyone else get their needs met. So don't forget yourself. But it also is kind of telling me, Cap, to make some decision. You have to make some decisions, but look at the big picture in making decisions, not just what is beneficial for you, but what is beneficial either for the whole family or for the whole department, but really looking at the big picture. This healing triangle is lighting up over the heart. So you may have had either some heartache, a loss in your life. This can be a betrayal. This can be death. I don't see the death card here, but there has been a shift of some kind. It is right next to the inheritance card, so it may be that you are grieving some change or a loss of a friend or loved one. But you are successfully finding the balance, but it does feel like you've kind of been thrown into this without, you know, tutelage, proper tutelage, so you're trying to figure out the ways of how this works. What is above you is the Ace of Wands, and wands are fire. They're action. So it does look like there was a call to action, that it kind of came out of the sky type of thing. And you are very capable of dealing with all this, but it did come out of the sky, and it looks like a little shock to the system. This can be medical. This can be, you know, having to move. This could be reorganization at work type of thing, but it was like a shock. And Aces of Wands, or aces in general, is kind of hand of God. So it's kind of our karma stuff that we have to deal with. Can't be ignored. It's like a bolt of lightning coming from the sky. So this new situation may have just kind of shaken you, shaken your foundation a bit, but it does look like you are rising to the occasion, making the decisions that are kind of difficult, but still being steadfast. You know, Capricorns, you guys are very, very steadfast, although this doesn't feel like something that was your choosing, but it is a necessity. What is in the past position here is the Nine of Cups. Cups are emotions. This is the inheritance card. This is gleaning something. Someone has gifted something to you that may be a little bit of a double-edged sword, but it may be even you going over your will and last testament type of thing, making funeral arrangements, even for yourself. It may be for someone else, but this is usually abundance created by inheritance. So you may have inherited some big ugly too that you're having to deal with that you weren't ready to. But for the most part, this is abundance, so you may be getting your money together a little bit better, or it may be working for you a little more than it has in the past. It can even be an inherited IRA, or it can be you setting up your own IRA, your will, and things for when it is your time. So the current position is the 2. This is the 2 of Swords. Upright, it is a little overly protective, a little kind of not with kind of a little distant from the situation. So upside down, it does look like you're looking at things clearly. You're preparing for the things that will happen in the future. You are not overly guarded of your heart, and you are looking at things as they truly are instead of how you wish it to be. So it does look like it has challenged you, but you are up for the challenge. You are one of the stronger signs in the zodiac. So basically, your strength is being tested, your integrity is being tested, and it does look like you're rising to the occasion. All right, Cap. Because of all this stuff that's going on, it looks like In the future card, this 4 here, it looks like a lot of things are hanging on your mind. You may not be sleeping well or sleeping too much. Usually this card does affect our creature comforts, which is eating, sleeping, and, you know, feeling comforted. So it does look like you are in a little bit of stress, or you're worrying a little bit, and it's interrupting your sleep. It does feel like things are getting resolved one by one. So try not to project that worry. Realize everything is resolving at the right time, and that you can only do so much in this time. So be kind with yourself. Don't withhold food. Don't withhold sleep. And it does feel like things will be in balance a little bit more and more as time goes on. The Lovers is right here next to it, so it does feel like your love interest, your husband or your wife, or your lover in general, is being very beneficial and helpful to you. So it does look like they have your back, and it does feel like there was a little bit of effort and a disruption within your relationship space because of all this taxing of your energy, but things are getting right again. And the Justice card is right here, and that's usually when a wrong has been righted. This could be anything from legal issues to a parking ticket to a betrayal of a friend. It does feel like you're getting justice for some wrong that has been in your past. It is below the Lover, so it may have involved your current lover or a past lover, past marriage, something like that. But something is coming into more balance. It could be an apology. It could be a check. But it does feel like something, a wrong has been righted for you. The Lovers is here, so there is a bit of focus on the love relationship. If you are not in a love relationship, it may be that your heart is opening and you are ready to receive that unconditional love. But for the most part, it does feel like things are on the right track in the love area. So if you are not in a relationship, now's the time. Now's the time to, if you are ready, now is the time to put some feelers out. But it does look like for those within relationship, those Capricorns within relationship, that there was a little bit of topsy-turvy stuff over the last couple of months. Doesn't look like that it started within the relationship. It looks like the outside pressures have kind of put a little bit more pressure on that relationship space, and it does look like it is starting to right again. Here is the Nine of Swords. You have a couple of not sleeping, worrying, overthinking, churning mentally here. So I encourage you to get out of that space by doing a little more physical, activity, even just walking around the block, moving that body a little bit more so you can kind of move this energy around in your body. But it does look like you're kind of in deep worry about the situation. Of course, it may be something monetary, it can be something medical, but it does feel like you are losing some sleep, not eating correctly, either eating really bad fast food because you don't have time, or not eating at all. So please return your focus to your health and return your focus to good nutrition and sleep, and find an outlet for all this churning. It really does feel like your mind is just going into overdrive, and it's really just running around in circles, chasing your tail. So deal with what is right in front of you one at a time. Don't worry about the myriad of things that are coming up. One thing at a time to resolution. And I believe that a lot of this mental churning will ease for you, and you'll get back to your regular routine shortly. So the Queen of Pentacles is here. This can be you. It is an earth sign, a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. But mostly queens can stand for being in integrity. If it is a person, usually it's someone who is very mature, someone over 40. But for the most part, it feels like it is a situation. And the Pentacles are all about earthly things. So being generous, being a good manager of your time, practical, good advisor, and be fair. Be fair with the situation. Look at everything in the situation before you make a big decision. Be fair to all involved. So I think the Queen of Pentacles is here to remind you, Capricorn, to be fair to yourself as well as others, and look at the big picture while making decisions. It does feel like you have some decisions that are coming up fast and furious. You have the Ace of Swords here that is also kind of lends to that mental churning. And what I'm feeling, Spirit is telling me really, really loud and clear, let go and let God. Even if you are not a believer, let go of all this stuff. Whether it's writing, whether it's going to church, it's time to let go of some of this churning. It looks like you're very, very mentally acute right now, but almost overly. Ace of Swords comes in and kind of helps you out on that mental things. It gives you the ideas or puts you in the right direction to get the answers that you've been mentally stewing over. So be open and ready to receive ideas and perceptions of other people before you have to make any big decisions. The other side of this is the Seven of Swords. You've got a lot of swords here, so there's a lot of mental stuff going on. This can be fears. This can be fear of theft. This can also be someone lying to you. This can be part of this coming out of the blue. You feel that you were robbed of something. It could be time. It could be energy. It could be love, money, things. But it does feel like you have a general feeling that you were robbed of something and that you are overly cautious. So see if you can get that in balance. I think once the mental churning slows down a little bit, you won't be so fearful of theft and deception anymore. I don't feel like this is based in the here and now, that it is based in the past of things, but just a little worry about the future. All right, Capricorn, that is your general reading for the month of February. I'm going to throw a couple of these cards. These are chakra cards and one-word cards, and it just kind of brings clarity to what we have just discussed. Oh, workaholic. All right, that's not a good thing to do. Are you working too much? Have you been working too much? Did a situation hit you where you weren't able to work like you used to work and you see the clarity? But workaholic is really not a conducive place for spiritual growth and mental calmness. So this might be what you're churning about. Take one day at a time, take one situation at a time to completion or release, and that will help you a lot more to find this balance that you're seeking. Soulmate. Soulmate usually means you either have a soulmate, you're looking for a soulmate, or you are your own soulmate if you are really not into relationship space. But embrace the love of others and open up your heart a little bit to let the people that love you help you with some of these decisions. And sometimes it's really great to have someone that has your back. And so it looks like you're either in a soulmate relationship, looking for one, or being your own best soulmate. So there is your reading for February 2019. If you like what you heard, Capricorn, please like, share, subscribe, all of the above. I'll be back for your March reading soon. And in the meantime, live life gently, but with fire. Namaste.